Hi folks, today I thought I'd talk a little bit about some of the things that you should be doing before your runs, after your runs, and sometimes during your runs besides, well, just running. So first of all, before any type of run that you're doing, you should always do some type of a dynamic warm-up to get the muscles and ligaments kind of in motion, ready to go, ready to run. Now, I'll try and remember to put a couple of links in this video to what I do. I personally do something called leg swings and then the lunge matrix. However, there's nothing special about doing leg swings and the lunge matrix. If you've got something else you like, that's perfectly fine. The key thing is before any run at all, you should be doing some type of dynamic run-up before you actually start running. Now let's talk about some of the actual runs and what else you might have to do. So I'm going to put runs into three categories. You have easy runs, you have moderate runs, and then you have hard runs or fast runs. Think of track work or speed work or things like that. So you got easy, moderate, and hard. If you're doing an easy run, there's nothing else to do. You should do your dynamic stuff, but after the dynamic stuff is taken care of, you go out and you run. And that's kind of all there is to it for an easy run. But if your run is going to be moderate or hard, there are some additional things that you should be doing. So if you're doing moderate or hard, you should always include some warm-up and cool-down miles in there. It can be miles, it can be minutes. I'm usually going to do a couple miles of warm-up, maybe a mile of cool-down. You could say 15 to 20 minutes of warm-up, 10 minutes of cool-down, whatever you want. But you always want some warm-up and cool-down for moderate and hard, but you don't need those for easy. So why is that? Well, part of it is because easy is easy. Obviously, moderate and hard is harder. So the purpose of that warming up is you want to gradually raise your heart rate. You want to gradually raise your core body temperature. And if you track your heart rate, or you can't really track your core body temperature, but if you look, you can see it takes a while for your heart rate to climb. So what you're trying to do is do that on a gradual basis rather than all of a sudden just go and just yanking your heart rate up and yanking your temperature up. You'd like that to be gradual. You will run a little bit better with that. So that is why you always do the warm-up, whether it be miles or minutes. And you're going to have some cool down, and cool down is really for the opposite thing. You want to slowly lower your heart rate. You want to slowly lower your core body temperature. And if you've done a hard work, you want to burn off some of the junk, the lactic acid that's in there. It's actually a little bit of fuel for your body. You kind of get that stuff burned off. So think about it like this. If you've ever taken a dish and you put it in the oven, and you take it and you put it in the sink and you forget and you run cold water on it, crack, and it breaks apart, it's because you cooled the dish down too quickly. Same kind of principle, you're not going to crack your muscles, but the purpose of that cool down is to make sure that you gradually lower things. You're going to be happy that you did that. Now there's something else you want to do if you are doing hard or fast work, and that is after your warm-up, you want to take what I call a stretch stop. There's other things, and that stretch stop should take like 5 to 10 minutes. Now I will tell you, this is additional dynamic drills. I personally hate stretch stops. And in general, when left to my own devices, I tend to take more like 3 to 5 minutes. If I'm with the group I do track with on Wednesdays, we take the full 10 minutes. So here's a big question. When do you think I run better? Yeah, I always run better when I do the full 10 minutes because I'm really getting anything prepared. So the purpose of the additional, and again, there's nothing special exercise you need to do. It's just more dynamic drills. Butt kickers, high knees, forward lunges, piriformis. You can look on YouTube. There's all kinds of examples of what you can do. But the idea is to prepare your muscles and ligaments for the faster running. When you're running faster, you're going to increase your cadence, you're going to increase your stride length, and what you want to do is have those muscles ready to go and do that. And if they're not, you're just going to not have as good of a run, if you will. You might have a little more risk of injury. You pull the hamstring because the hamstring isn't ready to go. So make sure if you're going to be doing that faster work, take that stretch stop, take that 5 to 10 minutes, more dynamic drills, get those muscles and ligaments kind of ready to go. Now, one final tip that I will have for you is for any of you that have run in high school or college or seen people running in high school or college, you'll see that they normally show up, especially at the track, in a tracksuit. They've got pants on, they've got some type of a jacket or something on, and that's typically for your harder and faster runs. And a lot of times they'll do their warm-up wearing that, then they take it off, and then they do their hard work, and then they put it back on, which seems pretty counterintuitive because, oh my gosh, I'm hot, I've just done all this work. Why in the world do I want to throw sweatpants on? Again, the whole principle behind that is to continue to help lower your body temperature in a slow manner. So that's another little tip for your hard, fast work if you're at the track is, wearing those sweatpants or something like that. So even though it's all just running, those are some of the things you want to do besides just running. that if you do, I think will make your runs a little bit better.